As I think any warrior, any veteran of any war can tell you, war is just not a natural thing, and it's a very hard thing to shake. It's hard to have 6 tours in a conflict like this one in either Iraq or Afghanistan and say you come back fine. I haven't met a person yet that I can identify with that, no matter how much they tell me they are. I can look to their mother, I can look to their kids, I can look to their wives, their friends. Is he the same as he was before he left? To a man, everyone will say no. We're always going to have need for people to put themselves in harm's way to protect our freedom. And in order to keep that population that's going to raise their hand and say, yes, I will go and do that, we need to ensure that we're taking care of those that have and have sacrificed so much.
When I was about 8 years old, when I'd go to my grandparents' house, they had a picture on the wall, and I was very attracted to the young man in the uniform, and I enjoyed sitting on the hassock underneath that picture because for some reason I was drawn to him and I wanted to feel close. I found myself staring at that picture and I really didn't know why, but his eyes spoke to me. I knew then that there was a relationship between us. And of course, as a young child, I really didn't know what any of that meant. I learned later that it was Archie. He was my mother's brother who died in the bloody Battle of Luzon in the Philippines, and he didn't get to finish high school. No matter spring rains or winter snow, I always make my way back to my uncle's grave whenever I go home to the small town where I was raised, where he and his comrades lay sleeping. Like so many others who lost loved ones long before it was their time, we never forget. I guess my life would only be best validated if I found a way to give back to those who've given me my freedom. I'm Deb Glenn, and I'm the founder of the R.E.A.C.H program.
R.E.A.C.H, an effort to give back to those who have given so much for our nation. Designed to enhance the outcomes of veterans and their families in the areas of rehabilitation, re-education, and reintegration, all in the service of a restoration for these men and women, both physically and mentally.
I joined up with the golf company reserve unit out of 224 in Madison, Wisconsin, another infantry unit, and started drilling and training with those guys for about 4 years before we got activated for Iraq in 2004. We went to the Babel province, which is just south of Baghdad, otherwise tagged in the media as the Triangle of Death. Thanksgiving night, 2004, November 25th, 2004, was hit with an IED. We've been hit by many IEDs, but this one was a victim initiated, so it had a tripwire across the road, 2 155 artillery shells, Russian-made artillery shells, went off, injuring my left leg, my right leg, shrapnel throughout the body, 3 shards of glass in the left eye.
Well, it seems like there's a higher percentage of all the guys coming back that are pretty well disabled in one way or another.
Healthy living is the foundation of R.E.A.C.H. By offering multiple living options, schools, churches, and retail, we aim to create a lifestyle where natural and random interactions are commonplace, a community of people talking, sharing, and caring. A living portrait of the old neighborhood, enhanced with modern conveniences.
My dad was in the military to serve in the Korean War. And during that time, he was an explosion with a grenade, and it killed one of his buddies, and it caused him to become, he had a traumatic brain injury. At that time, they didn't call it that, but he ended up with epilepsy, a form of epilepsy from it. And he got to a point where he couldn't hold a job because he'd have these seizures on the job. So at that time, there wasn't any help from anyone, so my mom had to go back to work.
The job opportunities now are a complete disaster, with the economy being, and the Congress being at a standstill. I mean, they're spending all their efforts and energy fighting each other, and it doesn't look good.
And obviously it affected my mom and dad's marriage quite a bit, to a point where they ended up separating and splitting up as time went on, and which changed all of our kids' lives.
It's a very tough pill to swallow. As a veteran, as a Marine especially, we're bred to think to adapt and overcome, and we pride ourselves on being strong and be able to take whatever the world or whatever inconceivable war can throw at us. But there comes a time when you do need to reach out for help, and that's a tough pill to swallow.
R.E.A.C.H is a proposed mixed-use wellness community located in Waunakee, Wisconsin, a prototype project with plans for replication in 4 other strategic sites. R.E.A.C.H promotes personal, familial, and community wellness by holistically balancing cultural, economic, and environmental interests with a focus on the beauty and tranquility found in art, music, and nature. Located just miles from the Middleton VA Medical Center, the Dane County Regional Airport, the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and the Madison Area Technical College, the completed campus will feature a variety of residential accommodations and amenities. The facilities seek to address some of our nation's top priority issues: affordable housing, healthcare costs, job creation, dependence on fossil fuels, and most importantly, being there for those coming home after defending our honor and freedom.
It was our country's bidding. We did our country's bidding. A lot of us came back due to the technologies that were available to keep us alive. But even though we're alive, we do have specific needs now.
Residential, lifestyle, and commercial uses will be interconnected by green space, walking trails, a corridor for local 6 Mile Creek, and pathways for neighborhood electric vehicles designed to accommodate residents as they journey from home to shopping, classes, or appointments. The planned development has been uniquely designed to provide accommodations for increased independence. We seek to ease little everyday challenges through innovative conveniences and new and advanced technologies.
Having an area like R.E.A.C.H where you have a support system and you have people you can rely on and depend on at a phone call's notice would make a really big difference on situations like that, where the kids don't have to feel like they're the ones that are, having to deal with it without any help.
Our goal is to promote both physical and emotional well-being through amenities developed to provide a range of healing options.
There is a light at the end of the tunnel. It's not going to be easy, but there are places out there to help, and the more places we can build, places like the R.E.A.C.H Center will help us accomplish that mission.
America is the story of ordinary people who dare to dream and to accomplish seemingly impossible tasks. Just a small portion of our population volunteer to defend and protect the values that we hold so dear. Let us serve them as well as they have served us.
I did not wait till I was drafted. I volunteered to fight for home. And I'm encouraged as a soldier. My family's safe and free where they may if I should die defending freedom, then let my work for God be proudly shown. Please don't fret about my body, just send a star-folded banner to my home.